Well, hello there. If you don't mind, I'll keep the bins on today. Only I've got a couple of bits and pieces to read, and I don't want to get this wrong. Um, just a quick one for you. The title will be a senseless death. Um, it probably won't mean anything to the bulk of you, wherever you may be watching from. It would have meant nothing to me until a couple of hours ago when I read my newspaper today and read a story that, quite frankly, I found shocking. Um, I don't have a bundle of people on there, as I keep saying, but still, if there's only sort of 10 or 15 people that watch this, then I can appeal to 10 or 15 of you. Read something in the paper today about a guy called Paul Mason. Got senselessly killed in 2020, December 2020, by what can only be described as probably a thug. A guy called Stephen Allen, a 35-year-old electrician, I believe. Late one night in London, this Stephen Allen just took it upon himself to senselessly beat up Paul Mason, and the injuries that Mr. Mason suffered, he subsequently died of. I believe what happened is Paul Mason came out of a restaurant where he'd dined with a couple of friends. He'd put one of his friends in a taxi, a young lady, to make sure she got home safely. He's then using his phone to order an Uber in London. This other chap, this Stephen Allen, at the same time that this Paul Mason's making a call, rings the phone number of his friend, and because this Paul Mason's phone went off at the same time, he, for some reason, God only knows why, assumed that Paul Mason had nicked his friend's phone. He went over and hit him, grabbed the phone off him, hit him repeatedly, knocked him down. As he got up again, he delivered an uppercut, which ended up being the fatal blow. Mr. Mason banged his head on the floor, suffered horrendous brain injuries, and died a while later in hospital. Did come out of hospital once, but the injuries were severe, they were horrendous. And there's a young lady, his sister, what's the lady's name? Bear with me a sec. Rachel Mason. She's, begging would be the wrong word. She's asking for people that may have read this story in the paper today to sign a petition to have the case reviewed, because it seems this, what's his name, Stephen Allen, the guy that killed a brother, he's only got, what did he get, 3 years and 9 months. They had him under manslaughter, God only knows how. 3 years, 9 months. If he gets out shortly, as it's looking like he may, he'll actually have only just served just over 1 year in prison for the senseless killing of this chap. Because a lot of the pre-sentence, he was out on bail with a tag on and served his bail at home, had Christmas at home with his family, was able to work, that's if work took it back on. I don't know what the situation was there. Well, the Mason family, unfortunately, didn't even get to see their brother, really. The brother was dying in hospital. COVID was on, so they couldn't visit. But I mean, it gets even worse than that. She had another brother that had problems with alcohol in the past, and I believe was a recovering alcoholic, and had been grating on the wagon. And with news of his brother's death, he went on the drink again and got that bad it ultimately killed him. So a mother and father who were 79 and 80, respectively, lost two of their three children in one fell swoop within a month or two of each other. It's just shocking. It's beyond belief. What else? Have any other facts there? The guy that did it, he blamed the influence of alcohol and the fact that he was very anxious on what to me is a murder. It's nothing else but a murder. I mean, you could say he didn't mean to kill him, but why he'd attack someone with such viciousness is beyond me, especially when he had no reason to. You know, just the fact that he hears somebody else's phone going off doesn't mean to say it's his friend's. Doesn't mean to say that somebody stole his friend's phone. I mean, and if his friend had lost his phone, which we never got to the bottom of, it could have been anybody within London that took the phone, and he's just beat on this guy for no reason. The guy hasn't hit him back. I'm going to say when the guy's been getting up, he's hit him with a sickening blow that's ultimately killed him. It's awful. Anyway, she's got 8,100 signatures on a petition. She needs 10,000 to get it to Parliament. And if it gets to Parliament, they have to discuss the case, and there may be a chance, I say maybe, it probably won't happen, but let's hope it does, where they can review the sentence and look at, is it really right that somebody that inflicts this level of violence on another human being for absolutely no reason can get away with taking a family member from his family so cruelly in the space of what probably was only a couple of minutes' time. That probably comes out wrong, but I know what I meant. Yeah, but she said a brother of 53, I think he was 53, was he? Sorry, 56-year-old when he was killed. Very, very fit guy, very, very healthy. Had climbed Kilimanjaro, you know, so there was nothing wrong with his health, but I believe the viciousness of the attack is what done for him, as well as probably hitting his head on the pavement. I think it was a plank, I think he said. But anyway, I'll put in the heading, I'll put the heading there as to what it is, and then from that you can gather what needs to be done. But that is basically it. Does that show up? It might show up backwards. I don't know. But anyway, I'll read it out because I don't know how it shows on your screen. Change.org, and then you search for Rachel Mason. That's spelled Rachel Mason, Mason. If you search for Rachel Mason, I'm assuming you can sign that petition online. She's got 8,100 at the moment. She needs 10,000. And I, for one, for all I don't know any of the people within the story, either the perpetrator or the victim, I, for one, hope she gets the 10,000. And I hope it gets discussed. I cannot believe, for the life of me, that anybody can get less than 4 years for that. I mean, I can't believe he spent only a year in jail, but that's beside the point. 4 years is just, it's crazy for something so horrendous, something so sickening. I mean, that family has lost a life. Well, actually, they've lost two. And this other guy, you know, can do a year in prison and be free to do what he will after less than 4 years. It's just shocking. Anyway, I don't know how others might feel about that, but that's my thoughts. Maybe I'm out of order, I'm a nobody. My voice might not carry any weight, any kudos, anything else, but it's something that I'll be signing, and it's something that I feel that anybody that reads the story should look at doing as well. I think it's shocking. Anyway, that's it from me.